Friends, Kris here from the Ministry Guest House. Thanks for being with us. Great place to stay for your Branson vacation this year. Talk to me about it. Now, we're on the theme, just thinking. My favorite verse on that is Philippians 4 and verse 8. And Paul says, whatever things are true, whatever things are honest, whatever things are just, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things are of a good report, if there be any praise and if there be any virtue, think on these things. So I'm going to give you 8 points today. And he said, think. Now, what's that mean? It means to contemplate, judge, discern, break things down into the component parts and figure it out, ponder it, parse it. Okay? Then he said, think on these things. Don't think under them, think on them. And listen, it's better to think on than to dwell on. Because once you dwell on, pretty soon you dwell in, because what you think is what you become. Now, I want to tell you, especially the ladies today, that guys have a compartment in their brain called the nothing box. You've heard of it. Well, wife says, what are you thinking? And the guy says, nothing. And she says, it's impossible to think nothing. No, it isn't. There's a box there you can get into, and you ladies need that box. Now, he said, think on these things. 8 things. Number 1, whatever things are true. There is so much that is not true today. We call it fake news. I don't even watch CNN anymore. Why is that? Because it's all spin. My evangelist friend John Davis said, spin is sin. And I read a line today I really like. You can't judge a crook by its cover. I didn't say you can't judge a book by its cover. You can't judge a crook by its cover. And when you're standing in the checkout line reading National Enquirer headlines, you need to understand, you need to fill your mind with whatever things are true. Second, whatever things are honest. Now, honesty is still the best policy. The problem is there aren't very many policy holders anymore. You know, the new versions say noble or honor. That's because honesty is the root of honor. So think on things that are true, whatever things are honor, are honest. And then third, whatever things are just. And justice or justness talks about equity and fairness and impartiality. And you need to fix your mind up with those kind of things. Don't be skewed in your thinking. And then number 4, whatever things are pure. We have the most impure society today. Now, James 1 and 8, double mind. Luke 12 and 29, doubting mind. And then in Genesis 6 and 5, before the flood, dirty mind. The imagination of their thoughts of their heart was only evil continually. And the reason for that, everything that is lewd and rude and crude and nude is accepted in our society today. If I were to give you a plastic bottle of water and on the label it said 99% fresh spring water, 1% sewage and toxins, would you put that to your lips? Well, we put things in our head that are not pure. And then number 5, whatever things are lovely. So much ugliness in our world today. Terrorism, beheadings, rape, murders, wars. Do you realize that when an American high school student graduates from high school, he's already watched over 50,000 murders on television? If you add video games to that, it might be 1,000 murders an hour. And we are saluting Sodom. We're glamorizing Gomorrah, epitomizing Egypt, and blessing Babylon when we do those things. Think pure thoughts. And then, whatever things are of a good report. I like that. Proverbs 15 and 30, a good report makes the bones fat. It'll fatten you up. You remember when the spies came back from Canaan, Numbers 13 and 32, they brought an evil report of the land. Well, you start to listen to the doctor's report, the lab report, the cancer report, the financial report, you'll get reported out. Isaiah 53 and 1, who has believed our report? And to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? And we sing, whose report will you believe? We will believe the report of the Lord. And then he said, whatever things are of virtue or admirable. Don't look at what you despise in others. Look at what you admire in others. Find some role models. Get into the Bible. In his law doth he meditate day and night. Fill your mind with that. And then the last thing, whatever things are of praise. Listen, if you have praise, you won't have problems. If you're singing, you can't be sorrowing. If you're worshiping, you can't be worrying. If your head's full of faith, it can't be full of fear. And what happens when you do these 8 things? Then he said, the peace of God which passes understanding shall keep your hearts. That's better than heart medicine. And your minds, that's better than tranquilizers, through Christ Jesus. Think on these things. Hope you've enjoyed our series this week. Got a couple more messages perhaps. Like if you like, share this with your friend. From the guest house, Kris here. God bless you. Have a great day in the Lord.